They were the Delaware Tech Company of the Year, or he was. Damon Cozamanis is the president and CEO of ChiroFusion Software, which is software for chiropractors. And you are a chiropractor, right?
That's correct. I've been a practicing chiropractor for about 17 years.
And what is the software that you developed?
So what we developed is practice management software for chiropractors. So our software helps them to manage their practices and manage patient data within that practice.
How did you get this award?
Whew. So what happened is in
I didn't know
August,
that was gonna be a tough question.
no, it was a surprise to us.
I got it.
But back in August, we were selected by Inc. magazine as one of the fastest, 500 fastest private growing companies in America. And we were just flabbergasted at that award. So I think that propelled us back in August towards this, getting the nomination as one of the tech companies of the year from technically Delaware. They contacted us, said, you're one of the nominees. 2-3 weeks later, they were like, you win.
What's amazing to me, and what I think is so great about your story, is you're a chiropractor, but obviously you must have some background in computer engineering or software engineering.
I didn't. There was something missing. I had to go out and find practice management software for my own office, and I couldn't find anything. And there's a quote out there, I think it's John Adams, that says, every problem is an opportunity in disguise. And I love that because I had a problem. I couldn't find a software that was right for my practice. I said, you know what? I'm not spending my money on this. I'm going to build my own. So I hired a developer and I said, this is what I want. It was a small product. It wasn't anything fancy, but it got the job done. And then in 2012, we decided to move everything to a cloud-based platform, which I foresaw is the way to go with this type of software. And it just took off. People
well, we just had
the
director of Wilmington Economic Development in, and he saw you when he was walking out and made sure he stopped to tell me about you and shake your hand and say, this is a great example of businesses in Delaware that are taking off.
Sure.
And the fact that we are now technically advanced. So what's interesting is hearing your story and having him say, this is a great example of what we do, and you saying, well, wait a second, I just saw a problem and I filled a need.
And I think that's what has happened with a lot of entrepreneurs is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You know, just find a problem, find a viable solution, and you can make things happen.
Where is this taking you? I mean, you had this chiropractic practice, and now is that going to go by the
wayside?
So
I've kind of started to phase the amount of hours that I put into my office, and I'm more involved in the software company at this point. We've been growing. Like I said, we were selected by Inc. magazine as one of the 500 fastest growing private companies. We've grown over 1,500% in the past 3 years. So, you know, we're hiring, you know, every 2-3 months we're bringing on new people. I don't have as much time to invest in my office. I still enjoy the work that I do in my office, but it's just, it is. And I mean, there was a point in time where we were working 20-hour days, and it caught up with us. So.
Where did you get from the point, here's what's, and I think this would be important to people that are other entrepreneurs. You see the problem, you don't have the technical expertise, as you just admitted, to find the solution. How do you bridge that?
So I always feel it's important to surround yourself with smart people. I was able to identify the problem because of my profession and what the needs were. And I said, who do I need to get me from this point to this point? I met with a couple, you know, software developers, and I met with a couple consultants, and we came together, we discussed things, we laid out a plan, and we made it happen.
So are you partners with them? How did you walk away with ownership?
Because I started the company. I have 2 partners. I'm the majority of the partner. I started the company. They have to listen to me. As long as they listen to me, everything's good. I'm never wrong. That's the way it goes.
Everybody laughs at your jokes.
They wouldn't agree. They wouldn't agree with that, but.
Are you hiring in Wilmington when you say you're hiring?
We are. We have employees within Wilmington. We hire nationwide, though. Some of our employees are remote employees where they're able to work from home. Some of our development team, just because of the type of cloud-based system that we have, you don't actually have to be in a physical office.
Because the reason we had the head of economic development was because we were talking about the growing technology field in Wilmington.
Yes.
And he was using you as a prime example of that. Is that true? You are a prime example, but is there a growing, have you now, since going to all these things, seen that there is a growing high tech?
I think so. I think it's growing here in this state, and I think there's more opportunities for people that want to get involved in the tech industry than there were before.
Has the state, are they glomming onto you, or have they helped you?
They're taking money from us. The more we make, the more they make, so they're doing well.
Oh, that's why they're happy.
Yeah, they're very happy about it.
Thank you so much for coming in. Damon Cozamanis, who is the president and CEO of ChiroFusion software for chiropractors, and he is the Delaware Tech Company of the Year. When we come back, some people who have taken it upon themselves to advance breast cancer research in the state of Delaware. We'll meet the organization and their leaders when the Delaware Way continues.